What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Former NBA head coach Stan Van Gundy, current NBA analyst, voiced his opinion on Twitter in regards to how today's players just aren't cutting the mustard, man, when it comes to being able to play. They're just not cutting the mustard. You hear all these fans talking about how these guys today are so much better and they're so much more athletic and bigger, stronger, and faster. But yet, unlike players of the past who confirmed, we can see, way back in the 70s and 60s, these guys was wearing goddamn Chuck Taylors. These guys were walking around with Chuck Taylors on and were playing games. And I'm not saying the guys didn't get injured back then, but not to the extent that these players get injured today. Even into the 90s and beyond, even into the 2000s, these guys did not miss all these games that today that they're missing today. But anyway, this is what Stan Van Gundy had to say on Twitter, and I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. So he said, quote, 90s NBA teams had just a trainer and a strength coach. They practiced more often and harder and played more back-to-backs. That's true, because nowadays they don't even play back-to-back playoff games. And I know as recently as at least 1996 they were still playing back-to-back playoff games, maybe a little bit afterwards. But anyway, teams now have huge medical and, quote, performance staffs and value rest over practice. Yet injuries and games missed are way up. Something's not working. So then, John Hollinger, I think it was John Hollinger, he replied to Van Gundy saying, the game is different and all of that stuff, which is bullshit. I'm sick of people saying that crap. Van Gundy said, I'm sorry, not buying it, John. Game is definitely faster, but less physical. What has really changed is the value system. If these, quote, performance and medical staffs are so necessary, guys shouldn't be missing this many games. And I mean, it's the truth. Now I understand in some instances, it's beyond the player's control. It's the medical staff that are determining that these guys can't play. I get that in some instances. But a lot of these times, man, these guys can actually play, man. A lot of times, these guys can actually play. And, my theory is, this is just me. This is my theory. I think that some of these guys are out for so long and they're not practicing. I think that's the little dirty secret that they don't want fans to understand or fans to have any knowledge of. I think some of these guys are out for so long that they grow out of basketball shape. They're not practicing. They just living a life. And we know that when you get out of shape physically, when you get out of basketball shape and you play basketball, it leaves you to be more susceptible to getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, if you're not in basketball shape or peak basketball shape, your level of play is going to be down. And I think that's part of what is the issue with AD. Now, AD was playing the best basketball, arguably, of his career at one point this year before he got hurt, correct? Or at least before LeBron James came back and fucked everything up for him. Now, I'm not saying AD's going to come back, or I expect him to come back and play like he was before, but come on, man. Like, okay, how long has AD been out now? Wasn't he supposed to be reevaluated in 2 weeks? Wasn't he supposed to be reevaluated in 2 weeks? Now, I don't know if that ever still happened, but I ain't hear nothing about it. And we know he got hurt more than 2 weeks ago. Anyway, man, it's gonna be hell to pay the next collective bargaining agreement with these players. It's gonna be hell to pay Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, all these motherfuckers, man. Shit, even goddamn Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? Like him as a person, but he been missing too many games sometimes, man. So it is what it is, man. But tell me what you guys think.